Vladdy and Azir. That can be hard to just get in there in general.
100%, and I think that's why we're kind of seeing Broken Blade over the K'Sante here.
Yeah.
Traditionally, the Jax does beat out the K'Sante, but I do think as you start to get into the later portion of the game, your ulted form K'Sante can do a lot of work.
Sama flashing and not getting the kill is kind of what makes it a slightly in favor for Fnatic, because yeah, it's like Scumon's getting the counter invade, but it's basically going to be vertical jungling. Both junglers will walk away with the same amount of camps picked up, so Laspa has to flash in first blood to LeBron. G2 just win the 2 macro play here from G2.
And you just get to go back in towards your Krugs afterwards, as Scumon should be able to then set himself up for the level 6 take on the Scuttle Crab, which
is a flash away from Broken Blades and Topho Strike. And not winning the counter pick solo matchup so far. Now Caps goes in for the shuffle onto Vladdy, flashes the shockwave, and Scumon gets the kill.
Nice setup from Caps.
This will just be 2 Drakes to G2.
So nicely done. And again, this is the beauty of a G2 game, is that they do this, I mean, they make it look so effortless.
Yeah,
like they're not
right now, and they have Broken Blade waiting behind Lebrav. Ash arrow comes down, will land on to Laspa, the encore as well. It's going to set Broken Blade up to go all out right now over the wall. Broken Blade kills Laspa before they even reach the ground. Flashing on to Upset, he's in damage form, and Lebrav is still moving forward. But now Razork has the Grim Deliverance. Big damage here onto Broken Blade. Dreaded return used. Vladdy with the shockwave will find the kill. Getting some damage on the Hansama right here. Still has the Valkyrie and the cleanse, but now Vladdy in a 1 going against Caps flashes over the Emperor's Divide. Hard one to land there as Razork's now walking forward here onto Scumon. Has another ultimate available, and they're just trying to lock down Lebrav. Encore goes out, but Razork gets the kill. Doesn't get the passive revive off in time. So G2 will answer 1 for 1.
The knockback on the Crescent Guard, hitting Razork under the tower, meant that he couldn't get that passive, but and I think he's just looking for a little love tap. But still, nice job there by G2 under the tower to make sure that they got the kill in favor of Lebrav. And it's kind of still G2 putting up pressure everywhere apart from that mid lane as Upset gets a bit of alone time with the turret.
Okay, I thought Broken Blade was actually going to dive for that to stop it.
He really wants
his own back. His Caps. Ooh, one more auto right there.
That tower is not long for the world.
Man defense up there. Scumon's in the neighborhood. So is that Laspa right there? Yeah.
Xin Zhao wins those, I'm just saying.
I imagine the level 11 Xin Zhao is going to make this Nami's life a little difficult. Flash is available. Laspa also has the heal, but he's not going to use them. Gives a kill to Scumon. G2 get the turret, and they'll even take the Krugs.
Yeah, smart call.
Control of Summoner's Rift right now.
This is just such a crazy pace. It is 17.5 minutes into the game, and we're looking at a 3rd dragon for G2. I mean, Rift Herald hasn't even been taken. Like, G2 are just not letting up at all. And we talked about how Scumon enabled the early map so he could take this early dragon, but it has just been completely blown out of proportions now.
G2 playing faster than lightning, and now Fnatic about to feel the thunder here as the Dragons
are all over the place, but they want to make a play.
It's Vladdy and Empiros trying to make a play on a Broken Blade right now. He has the flash available. He can look for the outplay as well as the ult, but Vladdy not getting him the angle to all out over the wall. He looked for the third and Topho Strike. Dasher will come down. Empiros sidesteps it, but low on mana. He doesn't have enough for a counter strike right now, so he just has the autos as Vladdy already used the shockwave. So I think Broken Blade's out of there. Razork's going to come down as well. They are spending all this time to try and kill Broken Blade. Caps is pushing top wave, and now Scumon is here to back up his top laner. Still has the Herald as well, but actually they decide to let the turret go down. Fnatic will break their first structure.
I mean, G2 just happy that Broken Blade got out. Go well, but Fnatic are kind of dealing with waves as G2 start up this Baron. It's a slow take with 2 members.
Ready to return, but now the chain CC lands and Razork's just out of there. Nice shockwave, but not enough damage to follow it up as Upset was not in the neighborhood. So G2 find the pick on a Razork and will turn back onto the Baron.
It's just incredible the pace that G2 are playing this game. Like 6-2 in kills. It's not been particularly bloody, but they are taking everything. And now with Baron and 40 seconds until that Dragon Soul, it's feeling tough for Fnatic.
Low health bars. Upset's walking forward. He feels confident. He's got the shields of Orianna behind him, but he gets chunked out as well. Teleport in, but the Baron's secured. And now that TP could be a one-way journey immediately into the waiting arms of Broken Blade. And Pierce will ward hop over the wall. Caps now stays onto Vladdy with the rocket belt forward to try and lock down the Orianna. Flash out from Vladdy. Fnatic do not stop the Baron. G2 minutes. They also got the Baron in that time as well. Yeah. they're on pace for some insane objective control stats here against their longtime rivals.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, like,
Well, maybe that is a different play.
but that's the thing that we said, like, you feel disjointed as Fnatic.
Yeah.
Razork going in, the rest of the team aren't there to follow. It's what we were talking about with the Vi. It feels like this team hasn't really all got onto the same page yet. And G2, I mean, they've read the entire book.
They're sieging 3 waves right now. I mean, Caps is solo top lane, the Grim Deliverance forward, and that's just Razor going straight to his grave. And Purus with the counter-strike on to follow up, but G2 putting the final touches on this one. They've taken 1, they're taking 2. A double kill to Han Sama as Caps flashing for the shuffle.
Rocket Belt,
Blacky's
baby!
out of there. Broken Blade gets the kill. Yeah, you do it for the style. It's the Rocket Belt style play right there for
It is a
Azir.
phenomenal buckler on that thing. It looks great.
Yeah, he's really trying to show that every Azir and solo queue go by this right now. And trying to ruin the ladder as G2 make quick work of Fnatic in this game number 1. They didn't even need 25 minutes. They just needed to burst down these dragons, and they will take game 1 versus Fnatic.
I'd like to say that was a close game, but that was Current Portal into running through walls. No wall is the same wall in this game.
Every wall is just a guideline.
Yeah,
it's not a
suggestion.
rule.
Yeah.
It's a guideline. It's a suggestion. Even the Ambessa getting over some of those walls as that's locked in for Broken Blade into Imperios' Scion.
Razork sitting on the bottom side, looking for it.
Yeah, and now the heal used aggressively. Polymorph, but still the magical journey. But in comes Razork with the Grand Starfall for first blood. Fnatic on the board. For Skewmon currently, it's going to be 2 camps as Razork finishes this dragon. You're taking that as Fnatic. Really, really good early play.
Yeah, I think for Razork, you're completely fine. Again,
Cadril saying 07 cooked in the chat right there.
was it Cage or Cage's chat?
I saw Cadril at the top. Oh, maybe that was
That's the
Cadril.
chat. That's what chat is. Yeah.
Oh, man. His advantage just by dying early on. He's got his summoner spells back, and he's still Caitlyn. He's still able to just push waves, be that long-range threat as Pierce goes for the unstoppable onslaught. Grand Starfall from Razork. He will flash to guarantee the kill. Razork with his 2nd on the board.
Again, Razork making plays happen in these side lanes. Oh, hang on.
Tempered Fate here. Maybe they don't need a gank. Maybe the bot lane just needs to set it up themselves. The Tempered Fate into the immediate trap, but behind comes Lospa. G2 did not realize backup was there. Upset gets the kill onto Han Sama. LeBron will get the double stun. Mid lane. Skewmon's hovering around the area. Vladdy's trying to hold him back, and it looks like this dragon will be secured by Fnatic. That is 2 in a row.
And this has been the best start we've seen from Fnatic this split. They have been in control of jungle camps, making sure they're getting the gank timers up, playing off of the spikes that we were talking about with Upset and Lospa, and that Ardent Sensor being completed. Like, this is...
Polymorph. That's not a Skarner Scorpion. That's a little...
That was
little
so anticlimactic. Maybe not, though.
Starfall coming in here. Jumps straight onto Skewmon, who has the Impale available. This is scary to go too far forward. Pulling back. Razork under the turret, stunned up on the wall. But in comes Vladdy. Tempered Fate onto 2, but Fnatic already got their man. Shut down. 1 for 1 as the turret will equalize the play.
Still, though, you're going to get the pressure here on towards the extra caps on the side.
He has Spirit Rush. He has Flash. Oh, but yeah,
Oh,
the
no.
flash forward for Vladdy, not enough damage.
Foot, and I think that actually LeBron ulting 2 carries. Oh, hang on.
Back to live here as Vladdy yet again making magic happen. This time he gets the kill on a Broken Blade in the top lane.
Okay.
You're gonna have to remember back to that replay.
Yes.
We're gonna have to come up with a nickname for something. When in the replay you see a player do something really cool,
Yeah.
and then right out of the replay they do something really cool.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a back-to-back moment right there. As Upset's just able to transcend oneself and dodge away from the Temper Fate.
Yeah, I'll workshop the name as Skewmon is workshopping to play in topside because Vladdy, he's under terror, which means he's overextended.
Waves coming in, they drop the Herald as well, so Skewmon and Broken Blade are looking for the dive. Vladdy's trying to clear out the wave, and he does so successfully, but now the Herald's tanking things up. He goes between worlds, bounces right on back, dodges the knock of the Herald, and he goes between worlds again! Buys time for Razork! Skewmon's Impale just completely misses, and Lospa's here to back up his mid laner and jungler. Skewmon will fall, Razork with the kill, and Vladdy survives.
Fnatic in a very strong position, and G2, they're late to the party.
And now Upset's just going to walk up on Lebrov here, get sunned into the wall. Han Sama's walking up, but cannot get the trap down in time. Temper Fate will land onto 2, but again, nobody from G2 close enough to punish. 3rd Drake secured.
Yeah, they're trying to trade it for caps on this top tower. Sure, he gets a couple of plates, but that tower remains standing. Maybe looking for a pick on mid, but Fnatic just aren't giving them that opportunity.
Yeah, there's still turret in the mid lane, so they have backup there. As finally
the timer of that push in topside, or even just look to take that tier one of the topside, but upset.
Tempered Fate will land on the upset this time around. He has the cleanse, and he will use it immediately. Takes a big chunk, but in comes Razork. LeBron uses the journey away again as Vladdy will look to continue the chase. LeBron taken out as the stun lands on the Vladdy. He goes between worlds again. Now onto Broken Blade. Impero's trying to give space for his mid laner as Razork ults in. Caps jumping forward, misses the charm, and now just gets chunks down. That's the Spear Rush Black, but in goes Broken Blade on the Vladdy. Upset now on the flank. The Yanara is looking for the damage. Skewmon cannot hit anybody with the Impale as Fnatic are answering the play. Upset still alive. He's got lots of behind him, and Fnatic are winning the fight on a G2. Caps doesn't even find the charm. A double kill to Upset. And Fnatic continue to make magic happen.
You called in the fight, missed cap spells, but LeBron missing his life?
Yeah, he's a little caught out of position there. Can't get close enough to the wall. The man in the bot lane, Upset, stepping up big.
And I just don't think you really have an easy way to shut him down as G2.
Into the river. Pierce is going to have to body check here. He's the only one that can do it. Caps has a flank right now. Watch for the Ahri. Now the Temper Fate will land in onto Vladdy. Razork's going to try and body block the charm. Dodged by the Rocket Belt. As now LeBron chunks down heavily here between worlds. Excels him back into the wall, but Skewmon's health bar will not last for long. Broken Blade finds an angle into the backline, but Razork's still healthy. Upset chunks down as Lost was trying to keep up with the AD carry. Upset is unleashed. Upset is free fire, but Skewmon with a flash stun lands the Impale this time around, but Broken Blade doesn't have the damage, and Upset stands. Fnatic finds 3 at the Dragon.
There's just no threat onto Upset. He is solo in the back line and is solo demolishing G2. They tried to turn it around, but there's just not enough in the tank.
Fnatic, where were you when they found Dragon Soul at 20? Heroes' health bar is just too much. There's no shot the Caps can get in there and make magic happen. Fnatic are making G2 look about the same as G2 just made Fnatic look in game 1. We're bouncing back and forward here, Dagda. Let's get another look at that. Still trying to get this like outer mid turret, but they don't have the wave for it. And now the Scion ult is coming in. Magical Journey from the Brav again. Caps has the Spirit Rush available. It's only Impera so far. Now Razork joining up, stun in onto Skewmon. Takes the Excel's impact, and it's interrupted in the wall. And that will mean a gray screen for G2's jungler.
I think the rest of G2 here. This is going to be the mid-tier 2 down. You can get this entire topside camps for Razork. They're shutting down G2 excellently.
Now the Caitlyn traps defense. The Temper Fate will land onto the wave as in goes Razork. The team's going to try and back him up now. His Aegis Assault already used early. Took about half his health right there. The stun lands, but he still gets his kill onto LeBron. Fnatic are doing it. They're pushing G2 to the limit right now as Caps will try and clear out this wave, but they got another one right behind. And with now 2 members dead, it's a 3v5 defense for G2. Next up, it's on to Caps. Damage from the Weird Knee, Upset looking for some damage from Arca Bruin as well. And the flash forward from Vladdy will get flash out of Caps. Takes a few turret shots as well, but now they got to clear out the wave here as a stun onto Skewmon. G2 are trying their best to defend their turrets, but they just do not have the wallets for it. Caps uses the Spirit Rush to try and get in onto Razork. Maybe lands a Charm and Pierce. It will go wide. Next wave for Fnatic.
Fnatic need to get these towers down. The Baron doing the work. There goes one. G2, what have he got?
LeBron's back up. Broken Blade in 10 seconds. It's only the cannon minions. They will have to hit this turret down. One more shot, and there it is. No Nexus turrets left for Fnatic, but they weren't able to end the game. They have lower health bars than G2, who now have 5.
5 seconds on the ultimate from Upset. I think that's what Fnatic are playing for, hoping that they can carry it through that spell.
Good catch right there. Also wait for Imperius' ult. He's going to go back in for the engage. Finds it onto Skewmon. Hansam is trying to get his damage down, but Vladdy looks for the flank. Temper Fate onto 2 as G2 are trying to defend. Hansam is getting damage onto Upset, but there's the ulti. There's the Wild Growth. There's Upset with a double kill. Fnatic find their snipe onto G2's carries. Fnatic find a way to get back into this series. They're going to dive the fountain, but they're not going to dive the game. Fnatic will find a way to even it out. We're going to game 3.
What? But with the team stock comp that's here, you've got plenty that can kind of follow up. So I think this is going to be a bloodbath again that really comes down to these early skirmishes.
Also, I love Maokai into any flanking top laner. So Kennen usually wants to find a flank for the engage.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a battle of the ages. It's been Fnatic when they won, was the last time in spring. Now in 2026, hoping for the same.
Right now, Vault Breaker from Fog of War, Broken Blade ignited down, and one more tick can get a first blood to Impero. Just out of nowhere, but Skewmon
+5 from the bush.
Yeah, it's crazy. Skewmon will make some use of Scene. Razor topside, getting the dragon picked up.
All about Broken Blade trying to close the gap. That slow just devastates the entire matchup. And an early start.
Caps drops down the Arcane Storm and flashes straight into Razork. Laspa's here as well to claim the kill. With Vault Breaker charge, Skewmon will actually back away, but then he smites. It's Razork actually that gets the smite, so Skewmon is going to have to back off as Laspa's in the back pocket. Skewmon wants to deny that next grub, but he cannot do so. Razork picks up 2.
Brav interrupting Upset. Upset really wants to try and get back towards this tower as the wave is crashing. How aggressive does LeBron want to go?
I mean, if you tank up the turret, you're going to have to probably have 4 tanks in there as he goes for 1, but Upset doesn't even have to use the ultimate, doesn't use the flash, and now the flash from Razork going to the mid lane, onto Caps again. The seismic shot this time will land, but Skewmon is there. 1-for-1 trade, Razork for Caps.
Off that early lead, controlling the top half, 1.2k gold lead.
Dragon spawned right now, as Skewmon does not have the ultimate available here. Vladdy with the flick back on to Maokai. Big health bar. He's trying to stay up and healthy with the passive autos. Lebrov now goes into the quickness. Charm up onto Vladdy. Caps is getting as much damage as he can out as Hansama rejoins. Now Upset tags in, and Fnatic get the first kill. Hansama goes down. Lebrov as well, and Fnatic are doing it again.
Another win in the
something special today. Coming back from that game 1 is a tough task, but they did it in game 2, and they are continuing it into game 3. They're getting their first dragon, stopping the stacking of G2. They're up 5-1 in kills, 2.2k gold. Skewmon will go for another invade, but now he's caught out of position here as Vladdy comes in for a kill. They get one bot side onto LeBron.
Everywhere on the map.
G2 are kings, but all reigns must end as Laspa continues to play on a Broken Blade up on the top side. He used the slice. Can he get over with the dice? No, he can't. The slicing Maelstrom locking him down, and Fnatic are just not giving G2 room to breathe. Another kill.
Because they know they have the pressure box.
Razork's doing laps right now.
Yeah. And there's the finish line.
Now finds Skewmon, goes in for the engage. Laspa flashing over the wall, finds the combo. Headbutt, pulverize, stun, chain CC. Skewmon just can't get out of there. Now comes the damage. Upset with the autos and upset with the kill. 2-0-2 for the Xayah. Fnatic find another pick.
And Sam on his own in bot lane, but topside as well.
Imperios throws out the slicing Maelstrom. Cats is coming in, but Imperios might just be able to kill Broken Blade on his own. The Ignite's taking him down, and Imperios doesn't have the damage. Caps will look for more as a dive on the bottom side here. Lebrov trying to keep Hansama safe, but it's Laspa taking up all the turret shots and a TP coming in. Also surprised that Imperios' Ignite wasn't able to kill him. I think that that's why he didn't go for the kill. He just thought that it would be enough, as now Vladdy teleports up top side. Broken Blade. He went for the proxy wave, and now he's going to get punished for it. Another kill. Vladdy, that game 2 stats here. He was crushing Caps. And this time around as well, but we'll have to get back to that because the dive onto Imperios on the bot side. We have the ultimate coming out from Skewmon, and Imperios will just try and get back, clear out the wave, and it's going to be a matter of who gets the kill credit. Does not have the slicing Maelstrom. Stunned up by Caps. Give the gold to the victor. G2 will find a kill.
That's Skewmon getting an assist on the back end of that as well. But still, G2, I mean, we've been singing Fnatic's praises, but that's a couple of picks now. Top side, they defend bot, they get another pick bot. They're still not, just rolling over and taking this lightly. Fnatic will still get pushing mid, Rift Herald as well, so the effective gold should increase. G2 continuing to trade effectively. I mean, you're going to be a little slow in the terror tick on bot, so Fnatic should still be able to get it. But with Rift Herald, I think this is where Fnatic, I'd like to see them try and make some sort of play as well. I don't think you can get the full tower as G2 as Imperos is moving, but doesn't have flash.
Yeah, Fnatic are actually sending multiple members up there. Vladdy does not have TP, so it's going to be 4 members. Blade was not spotted walking in. He pops the Dominus early and will look to go on to Impero. Slicing Maelstrom's used teleport in from Vladdy. It's off cooldown now. Slice and dice from Broken Blade. He's trying to get the safety, and in comes the Talia. Seismic Shove not going to be in range, but the Weaver's Wall will block off the escape path of Broken Blade. He's stunned up, looks to go back into onto Imperos, and Broken Blade's going to regret going for that. I mean, we're talking about where can you use it? Getting a pick on the top laner. Great time to use Herald afterwards, as they'll charge that one in and take their 4th turret of the game. And their first. Rob's even going to witness as the red buff is started up here, but now Razor just goes in onto LeBron as well. Flash Charm straight in onto the carries as Broken Blade gets into their G2, are finding some magic as Hansama gets the first kill. Upset on a killing spree will answer it back, but a flash from Caps right after the stasis. Broken Blade, CC'd, stunned up, Hansama down, Fnatic with the replay, double kill to Razor.
It's a kill there to kill Kennen, but Skewmondo is already incredibly low. Caps ends up getting exhausted in the fight, so he can't really do the damage that he wants. And it's as they should be able to sneak this dragon if they're quick enough, but maybe not quick enough.
Teleport coming in here from Imperos. He still has a Slicing Maelstrom. Caps will spot him out, but an immediate Slicing Maelstrom. Imperos just says, okay, I'll take the Victor down. Goes into the stasis again, throws out the Arcane Storm. Imperos trying to get away, and he does survive, but G2 are out of the pit now. Rob goes in, and that is a steal for Hansama.
I was going to say, like, I'm less convinced that Fnatic are just going to kind of steamroll from this position if they lose that dragon. Because now if you're G2, you give up one, buy another 5 minutes, wait until that 10-minute mark, and suddenly this is a less significant lead.
Caps is looking, oh no, it's actually Reserve looking at Broken Blade. Thought Caps had the target on his back because he didn't have the zonies anymore, still no flash available, but instead they'll just crack the tier 2 turret mid, and Fnatic are still working on this tier 2 turret bot side. Clearing out the wave with the Seismic Shove, trying to get this wave in. They have 1 cannon peppering this turret, but that shouldn't be enough to actually take it down. And Baron will expire in 50 seconds.
Razak moved across to enable Imperos to start to threaten this flank opportunity, but with the next wave coming through, I think that's where Fnatic, they could try and look for the dive. TP available for Vladdy to come back.
And he backs, heals up, immediately TP's in, just as you had said. So Gravity Field to try and stall up those minions, but Fnatic have enough pressure to take the final tier 2 upset, do this while the rest of the team's around the Baron, because worst case scenario is G2 tries to go for the Baron while you get the Dragon. It's not even the Soul, so they'll pick it up. Just stand in the fountain, but he does get the big item spike, but they did not spot the Baron in time. Fnatic are able to sneak it away. Didn't feel confident to walk up. They said, let's wait to go for that fight because they didn't have the tools yet.
But you've still got like only, I say, oh, TP in behind Broken Blade.
It's a TP coming in plus a Weaver's Wall. Broken Blade is the target right now. He has the flash available. He has the Dominus. He's going to turn it back around onto Vladdy. Dodges the Seismic Shove, but he's going the wrong way. He's channeling the TP, but there's Razor to stop it. Upset on a rampage, and Fnatic find a pick in the
scenario. But now, back in front of the base, what can they do?
They have another opportunity. This still could be their moment. Vladdy takes that turret in the mid lane. Inhibitor is now exposed as Fnatic have multiple members hovering between mid and top. The engage tools, they can pull the trigger on either side here. So Lebrov and Hansama are trying to fight for some space there. Give Broken Blade that avenue to clear out this wave. Give Caps avenue to get some poke down here. But the next Baron empowered wave is coming in, and now the Weaver's Wall to try and block off G2. They're stuck on one side. Got to clear the wave, and they do. So G2 hold the line for now.
It's fake pressure from Fnatic. They know, or G2 know that Razork is never going to pull the trigger under there. He's jumping into Lebrov, jumping into Hansama, and
he's jumping in right now, but Imperos flashes over. There's the exhaust on it, but it does not matter. Lebrov goes down. Razork dies on a Hansama. He's got to flash away, and upset with the kill means it's a 3-man defense for G2. Fnatic are about to make it happen. They're under the Nexus turrets of G2. They're diving on a Broken Blade. They take down the Crocodile. It's up to the carries. It's up to Hansama and Caps. Kings fall, dynasties crumble, and Fnatic are the spearhead of the revolution of spring. They'll be the first team to make G2 fall. GG! Fnatic take the series.